Hi everyone, welcome to week 19 of Language Arts. So this week we need to talk about spelling. We need to talk about the story for EA and the sound for EE, both of those. And we'll start out with spelling. So we're doing the same list for 2 weeks. So last week we did this list, then this week we did this list. You should know whether your child is on chocolate or vanilla, and if you don't, please text either Miss Melanie or myself and let us know that you don't know, and we'll let you know. So the reason we do spelling in first grade is to see if they know their sounds. It's not so that they have to memorize how to spell words. It's to test them to see if they remember all of the skills that they've learned so far for reading and see if they can carry them over into writing. That's called encoding. So reading is called decoding, and then when they write that sound, it's called encoding. Sorry about that. So reading, decoding, writing, encoding. That's why we do spelling. So we're going to be taking our test the last day that your student is here. So if your student comes Monday, Wednesday, they'll take the test this week on Wednesday. If your student comes Tuesday, Thursday, they'll take the test on Thursday this week. So same list, test this week. We're doing that because they're only here twice a week, so we're trying to give them some extra time to practice, especially at the beginning. If you are distance learning, your student will take it this week on Thursday during our class time. All right, so the sound we're learning this week is the long E. Before we went on Christmas break or winter break, before we went on that, we learned the long A sound, and this week we're learning the long E sound. So the two spellings that we're learning this week for the long E sound are EA and EE. And it's really tricky when you're writing the words to know which one you're going to use, and you just kind of have to memorize which one to use. When you're reading, if a student comes across these two letters, try the long E sound first. So the story has to do with the seal. I know it's kind of shiny, but there's two seals here. And what we do is we go seal eats treats. Seal eats treats. And then we go E-A. So EA has the long E sound. There isn't a story for EE. They should kind of already know that when two E's are together, they make the E sound, the long E sound. They say the name. I'm wearing earrings that are P's because they end with EA. So that is the story for EA, and I'll do another YouTube with just the story. Our sight words that we're learning this week are they and their. So last week we learned this spelling for the word there. And the meaning for that is, they're over there, or, kind of a directional thing. And then this week it's THEIR. And that is their car. So it's like possessive. It belongs to them. So it's not super important that they know the different meanings, although that's really good, but that they can read that word. If they see it, they can read it in a sentence. So that THEIR is the one of the words. And then this next one, this is a tricky word because usually EY makes an E sound like key, or I'm trying to think of other ones, but in this word it makes A, they. So I tell the kids this is kind of a rule breaker, and I'll draw kind of a jail and say, it's a rule breaker. It's the word they, and they're gonna run across this word a lot. They. So those are our sight words. That's our spelling, and our sounds that we're learning this week. Please help them as they're writing in their packets to make sure their handwriting is nice. Make sure that the hedgehogs are between the dotted lines and the bottom lines, and the monkeys have that tail, the Y's, the G's, they start in the right place. And the reason why they need to keep doing that, especially as they're practicing their spelling and their sentences, is because now they have to really think about it, but if they write enough, it's going to be automatic. and they won't have to think about it anymore. They'll be able to think about what they're writing. So if we can get them into the habit of doing it the correct way, then it won't be as hard for them in the future when they're writing and everything. Please continue to read with your students. They are going to be tested this month on passages, so they're going to need to read a story, and the story is pretty difficult, so just keep reading with them, and we'll work with them at home, and then we have sent timed readings home, and we've gone over how to do that during different times in the school year. But you set your timer for a minute, you see how much they can read, and then you count the correct words that they read and write it down. They need to read that at least 3 times in the week. And if you have any questions, as always, please text either myself or Miss Melanie. So I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.